today with day 2 of A Stitcher's 12 Days of Christmas. Thank you so much for joining. If you are new to A Stitcher's 12 Days of Christmas today, it's a virtual advent calendar for all Stitchers in the stitching community. In addition to opening a virtual advent with you guys, we'll also open 2 other advents. I'll share what I've been working on the last couple days and what my plans are for my upcoming 2 days until the next video. So today I have a prompt for you guys, which I'm really excited for. So I'm going to reach back to my little shelf here, and I've got a bunch of stuff that I'd like to share with you today. So the very first one is a prompt, and so this is for December 2nd and December 3rd, and of course today is the 3rd of December. So what I'm going to do is open this up, and we're going to read the prompt here and see what I have for you guys. Okay. So today says, take a quiet moment to think about a stitcher you admire and why. And we would like to write them a Christmas card or a message via Instagram or via mail or email. And what we want to do with this prompt here is create a connection between stitchers. So whether this is a stitcher you are not, you've never been in communication with before, you've just admired their work from afar, or perhaps it's someone that you've gone back and forth with a fair bit over Instagram. You know, whatever it may be, or a stitcher that you've met at a retreat previously you've been thinking about. Today's prompt is to reach out to a stitcher you admire. Write a card to them, whether it's a Christmas card or some sort of message, just letting them know that you admire their work. And why is that? Why is their work inspiring to you? And the idea behind this is not only creating that connection for you with another stitcher, but also, you know, being at one of those other stitchers, letting them know that their work is seen by others. It is appreciated. We do value it, and they are a valued member in the community. So I encourage you to do that. If you think, I'm not on Instagram, I don't know anyone I can send a card to, send me an email at fibersandfloss@gmail.com, and I will hook you up with another stitcher where you can send a message to them. I think it's really nice to create these connections, and this time of year too, it's all about connections, right? With friends, with family, spending time together. And I think that in doing this simple little act, it just helps to fill everyone's bucket a little bit more. So that will be your prompt for the next 2 days, is to write a message to someone. And again, if you have any problems or you're stumped on it, send me an email. I'm more than happy to help. When you are doing that, you know, this is one where we won't necessarily be sharing a progress. We won't be sharing a hashtag on Instagram for that. You know, a lot of these messages are private messages. And that's something just for us to enjoy personally, not necessarily to share online. So there's no need to, you know, use the hashtag A Stitcher's 12 Days of Christmas today. That being said, if you're posting a bunch of envelopes in the mail and you wanted to share that you're sending out a bunch of Christmas cards to people that are other stitchers, go for it. Do that, but don't feel obligated to share that today. So in moving forward from our prompt, I do have 2 advents to open for you. The first one up here is Reflets de Soie, and so we'll be opening days 2 and day 3. And then I do have 2 packages for my custom curated advent as well. I'll just grab those. There's a lot of moving around in this sort of setup, you know. Usually I have everything set up and I can just reach it, but that's okay. So this is my Reflets de Soie advent. I ordered it from Kitten Stitcher. We're gonna go ahead and open that up and find packages 2 and 3. I've put them in order and they're right on top. So these ones are also small little packages here. We'll dive right into day number 2 and see what it is. If you have this advent, you are ahead of me and you already know. But if you don't have the advent, it'll be a surprise for you and for me. Oh my goodness. I am entirely not too sure what these are. I don't know. So there's a little heart. They're like little clay like gems, but I'm not sure. I don't think they're magnetic. Let me check. I've got a magnet here. They're not magnetic, but they're not on a pin. It is a great mystery. If you know what these are, leave a little message. They're like little hard plastic things. I'm not sure what you would do with these. I guess you could make them into needle minders. They just have a flat back to them. But I'm not sure. So interesting. All right. Day 3. Hopefully I know what day 3 is. We'll find out. This is the thing about like an Advent. Some of these things you may open and be like, I don't know what it is, or I'll never use it. And other things you'll be excited for. So this one, I just slid this out here. And this, oh, how cute. Okay. You open up the little booklet and they're needles. These are John James number 10. There's a little sticker on the back that says what that is. So a little needle set, which is cute to have it this way as opposed just to a package of needles, right? So that's good. I'll definitely use that for sure. And John James, I love his needles. They're really, really good. Okay, so that's nice. That was with the Reflets de Soie. I'm gonna tuck that one away until a couple days from now. Now, my custom curated one. Day 2 and day 3. This is a really exciting day for this. So let's dive into package number 2, December the 2nd. You guys ready for this? These are postcards from Katie Strachan. I think it's a set of 5 postcards, and they all have pictures of her embroidery. Now this is really cool because I'm gonna open it. Sorry for the noise for a second. Not only are we supporting another stitcher in purchasing her items, but they're fun to send to people, right? There's little thank yous or just checking in. Where were these yesterday when I sent a little message to somebody? So let me share these with you. Okay, get this right side up. There's one. Do you guys follow Katie Strachan? She is so amazing, isn't she? The work that she has, it's unbelievable. This, look at this. Now, if you watch her videos, do you not want to make one of these boxes so bad and fill it with all the treasures? Everything that she's beaded, all the little, you know, the miniature flowers and stuff like that, so special. Wouldn't it be great to get one of these in the mail? That being said, do you actually mail these? Or do you just frame them and put them in your stitchy spot for inspiration? Look at that. Look at the detail there. Look at her hair. Oh, Katie Strachan, right? If we could only all aspire to be such an amazing stitcher. Look at that embroidery. So good, right? So that there is day 2, December 2nd. So that's super exciting. And then let's go ahead and open day 3. This is a great big box. I think this is probably my largest Advent item to open. I tried to use very little tape on these so it wouldn't be so super noisy for you guys, but yet it is noisy, isn't it? Sorry. One more, sorry. Okay. Look at this. Do you guys know what this is? This is a kit that's curated by Katie Strachan, and it is her Christmas dove. And it is gorgeous. I watched one of her videos where she did an unboxing, and of course she had probably 8 of these doves on display behind her and on a tree, and they were just, they're so sparkly. I think she still may have some of these for sale. I'm not sure, but you can go check out her website and see. I'll link it below in the description box for you. But let me show you what this comes with because it is so cool. So inside, she has a little quote with her name and the packaging. And under the tissue, it's funny when you watch her videos, you know, she always says you don't see the sparkle of everything, right? You don't get it on the video like you do in person. So I'll do my best to share it with you and show you what it comes with. So we do have some white felt, and then there's of course a needle in there. We do have a template, which I'm not going to share online, I don't think, and some like hard paper for the lining. You have 2 Fibers Floss spools. One is a metallic braid, and the other one I think is 103. So that's great to add to your collection. A little bit more felt for the beak of the bird, the dove, and an eyeball. Now, I don't know if you're gonna see the sparkle, but like these things are so sparkly. So these are all like gems that get added. There's that one. There's some bicones. There's some moonlight rounds. All this stuff is so sparkly. Now these are neat beads. These are Tyla beads, and they're like flat rectangular beads, just for a different texture. And of course there's clear bugle beads. I think we all have seen those. And then there's some small seed beads as well. And then, as if that's not enough, there's some sequins, 2 different sizes of sequins that will be used to create that little dove. And that is super exciting. You know, anytime, again, we can support another artist in the industry, but also that gives us a new skill that we can, you know, dapple with and learn, and hopefully it kind of just adds to our, you know, our closet of stitches, our library of stitches, as you may call it. I think is a really cool opportunity to always try something new, right? So that brings me to what I've been stitching on. And this is something new as well. So you guys will recall in my last video that I talked about my previous floss tube, where I did a poll of what I should be working on. It was between Really Kringles and The Spirit of Christmas. Spirit of Christmas is by Brooks Books. And this is what I have been working on for the last little bit. These are great patterns, but like I had said on the last video, they are deceptive because of the amount of stitching here. I mean, they are just, I don't even know. I think I said there's like 10,000 stitches, but that's not right. There's probably closer to 5,000 stitches in here. So like previous, you can stitch the whole thing as a flat finish. There's a pattern for that, but there's also a pattern to stitch it all in pieces. And so the first part is the entire girl, her dress, her arms, her head. And then separately you stitch the wings, which will be assembled on the back of her. You stitch all these little attachments separate. And then you stitch the bottom things as well separate. And then when you're done with her, she stands. So you kind of finish her, pull her back like this so she stands up. And then, yeah, it's great. And so if you're not familiar with these are really fun. So you could do like the quilter, and she's holding, you know, a ruler and a rotary blade knife. I'm having a moment, pair of scissors, you know, a bag of fabric and stuff like that too. So there's Mr. Claus, there's Mrs. Claus, there's all sorts of ones, but they seem to be really, really fun. So for this project, it's relatively inexpensive. You know, you get a piece of perforated paper, which, you know, again, I think is maybe like $5-6 at 1-2-3 Stitch, a lot cheaper than a fabric. And here's where I am at. Got something blue on there. Okay, so there's where I'm at with her dress. And this has been really fun to stitch. Well, I say that, I'm really enjoying the stitch. You know, the block stitching down here was good. The bottom quilted part of her dress. The top part's an easy stitch too. But the part that I personally don't really enjoy is the perforated paper, because I am an in-hand stitcher. So I like to really pick up my piece of fabric and get it right up into my hand, and I just stitch really quickly. Whereas here, it definitely is, you know, poke and stab, up, down. I'm holding this piece of paper, which, you know, is a little bit floppy, but trying to stitch through that, right? So anyways, a couple things I wanted to point out. In this pattern here, it calls for some sparkly threads. So it calls for cat's eye, I can't remember what number it is, and then a red, and then a green. And so I happen to have the DMC, the Diamond red. What one is this? 321. And so I just, because it's perforated paper, it calls for the number 8 braid, so it's thicker for better coverage. And so I use 2 strands of the Diamond, really short pieces though, because otherwise it will not. But the coverage here is, again, hard to see on a video, but look at the red. It's a really, really good coverage. It's stitched up really smoothly, and I actually quite like the finishing of this, which is funny because when I used it previously in a Owl Forest embroidery, I swapped it out for something for the Wizard of Oz, and I did the Tin Man in the gray, and I did not like it at all. But maybe it was a skill issue, as my kids say. I don't know. For the gold, I ended up using number 8 202 High Luster. And because it's number 8, I just used the 1 strand. And I think it worked well. Like, you definitely do get that texture, the definition there. And then for the green, I had to order it because the green is half green, half gold. And I had green, or I had gold, but not a good mix. And so I ordered it from 123 Stitch, and this is 5011. And it's a number 4 is what they sent. So I ordered a 4 and an 8. And then when it ended up coming, they actually, this is the first time I experienced it where I paid for it. It came and they said, yep, you've got the 4 and 8 they're coming. That's my order confirmation. But then when it shipped and I picked it up, it was only the 4. I guess the 8 actually was out of stock, and I didn't realize that. And I've never run into that issue with 123 before, but that's okay. So I'm using 2 strands of the number 4 to get that effect. Yeah, so I've really enjoyed that. I definitely will work on it some more. I know Beck Stitches Everything. She's been working on that too, and Rebecca's done the whole girl, and then 2 little pieces up here, and she may have done more since the last time she's shown it. I'm not sure, but she'll definitely get a finish, I think, this year. I'm hoping to do some more work. Whether or not I get a full finish, I'm not sure. Now, my plans. I have them in front of me again, but not close enough to reach. I think I did this the last video. So hold please. So my plans for the next couple of days is to work on a Christmas stitch. And this is what I'll be stitching. This is Royal Holiday by Mirabilia. And it has a second name, Christmas Queen. And she is so beautiful. Now I did start working on her July of this year, July 2024. She was a new start. I had to think about that for a minute. And I started right in the very middle. I did a little bit of work here, but not too much. I think maybe I put almost 1,000 stitches in, maybe a little bit less. So I'm gonna pull it out and see what I can do in a couple days. I am working as well, so we'll see how much I can get done, but I'm pretty excited to pull her back out. I was watching Samantha, the Hugo Stitcher, and her last video, she was showing some of her mirabilias and her lavender and lace, and I was just like, yep, block stitching time. I need to pull this out. I need to work on this. You know, something about Nora Corbett's designs and just the flow, right? Like, if you look at the ribbons and the fabric and just the flow of that stitching is so great. And then here, what was that one? She used the same technique, and Lala D Stitches just finished it. Sam I think either just finished or it's very close to finishing, where they had this like swirl pattern in her dress. Can you guys see that? And so I didn't realize that was in this pattern too, but it'd be cool to do that. I think Samantha really enjoyed stitching that part for sure. So I'll be working on her, and yeah, I'll see you in a couple days. So if you guys are enjoying, please like, subscribe, follow along for the next video. I will see you on December the 5th. Thanks so much for tuning in, you guys. Have a great festive week, and I hope that you're able to send a message to a stitcher that you admire. Thank you so much. Bye for now.